everyone. Welcome to another video on Wireshark Labs. So, today we are going to discuss about NAT. NAT stands for Network Address Translation. NAT is a technique used in the computer networking to map private IP addresses within a local network to a single IP address. Here, we can see the net measurement ratio. Here we are provided with the NAT router. At the one side, it is the ISP network, and at the other side, it is the our home network. The primary purpose of NAT is to enable the multiple devices in a local network to share a single globally routable IP address. This is particularly useful in conversing public IP addresses, which are a finite resource. For this lab, first of all, you have to download the zip file using this link. I have already downloaded it. So here is my folder, which is Wireshark traces. Here are the files. You have to open the NAT underscore home underscore slide. I am opening it. Open with Wireshark. Now, here are few of the questions along with steps which we need to perform. The first is, what is the IP address of the client? For this, we need to go to our Wireshark. See here, the file is already opened, that is net underscore home underscore site dot pcac. You have to go to the first get message, that is get slash http slash 1.1, and the source IP address is 192.168.1.100. Next question. The client actually communicates with several different Google servers in order to implement safe browsing. The main Google server that will serve up the main Google web page has IP address 64.233.169.104. In order to display only those frames containing HTTP message that is sent to or from this Google server, we need to apply this filter. So here we will copy this and we need to apply filter in our Wireshark. I'll paste it here and apply the filter. So here you can see all the HTTP packets. Now what we have to do? Step 3. Consider now the HTTP gets sent from the client to the Google server, whose IP address is 64.233.169.160 at the time 7.109267. What are the source and destination IP addresses and the TCP source and destination ports on the IP datagram carrying this HTTP GET? So we have, first of all, we have to find this time, which is 7.109267. Let's find out the time here. So it is here, the first packet, that is 2.109267. You can find out the time here. We need to know the source and the destination IP addresses. So here is the source and the destination IP address. You can also see from here, that is 192.168.1.100. That is the source IP address, and the destination IP address is 64.233.169.104. For the source and destination port, here you can see the source port, which is 4335, and the destination port is 80. We already know the default port number for the HTTP is 80. Now, the next question. At what time is the corresponding 200 OK HTTP message received from the Google server? Also, we have to find the source and the destination IP addresses and the TCP source and destination ports. So first we will find the HTTP 200 OK. So this here is the message. Its source IP address is 64.233.169.104 and the destination IP address is 192.168.1.100. Also, we can find the port numbers from here. The source port is 80 and the destination port is 4335. And the time for this is 7.158797. Moving towards the next question, that is the fifth question. Recall that before a GET command can be sent to a HTTP server, a TCP must first set up a connection using a three-way handshaking synchronization acknowledgement handshake. What is this three-way handshaking? I'll show you live in the Wireshark. This was our GET message. Where it is? Yeah, here. This was our GET message. And above 3, you can see this is the three-way handshaking. This is between client and the server. This is the first packet is synchronization, which is from client to the server. The next is synchronization plus acknowledgement, which is from server to the client. And after that, it is again from client to the server, which is the acknowledgement message. So these three together forms the three-way handshaking in the TCP protocol. Okay, so now we have understood what is the three-way handshaking. At what time is the client to server TCP synchronization segment sent that sets up the connection used by the get sent at the time? So first of all, we need to find out the get message which is sent at this time, where it is. So it is here. Get message which is sent at time 7.109.267. Above this, there is TCP synchronization. We have to find the time of this. The time for this is 7.075657. Now, what are the source and the destination IP addresses and the source and destination ports of the TCP synchronization message? We have to find the source and destination IP and also the ports. So here is our packet. So this is the source and destination IP addresses. You can see here source IP address is 192.168.1.100 and the destination IP address is The destination IP address is 64.233.169.104. Also here you can see the source and destination ports. The source port is 4335 and the destination port number is 80. We need to find the source and destination port and also the source and destination IP addresses of the acknowledgement sent in response to the synchronization. So in response to this synchronization, the acknowledgement sent is this one, and its source IP address is 192.161.1.100 and the destination is 64.233.169.104 and the source port is 4335 and the destination port is 80. Then what is the timing it is asked? So here it is the timing, that is 7.109053. The note is given here. You can also apply the TCP filter for your better understanding. Now the first part is completed and the next part you have to open the another file which is the net underscore ISP underscore site. So this is our file net underscore ISP underscore file. I am going to open it with Wireshark. So I need to find the get message. So here I got my get message. Now the sixth question. In the net underscore ISP underscore site trace file, find the HTTP get message. I have already finded it. And we have to note the time. What is the time? So for the time for this is 6.069168. What are the source and the destination IP addresses and the TCP source and destination ports on the IP datagram carrying this HTTP GET? So we need to find here the source and destination IP addresses first. So the source IP address for this GET is 71.192.34.104 and the destination IP address is 64.233.169.104. And for the source and destination ports, here it is. The source port is 4335 and the destination port number is 80. Now we have asked the question that which of these fields are the same and which are different as we have answered in question 3. The question 3 asks about the source and the destination IP addresses and the source and destination port of the HTTP GET message in our first file. That and our first file was net underscore home underscore site. For this, we need to compare the source and destination IP addresses and the corresponding source and destination ports of both the files. So simultaneously, I have opened both the files. Here first, I have to look up for the get message. I'll apply TCP filter. So here is my get message. Here I got my get message. Okay. So I'll see the IP address of both of these. As you can see, the source IP address of our first file is 192.168.1.100, and for the next it is 71.192.34.104. The destination of both for both the files are same, that is 64.233.169.104. So we can conclude from here that the source app IP addresses are different, but the destination IP addresses are same. Now we have to check the source and destination port. So here you can see the source port is 4335 for both of them, and the destination port is 80 for both of them. So every entry is similar except the source IP address. We got the similarities and the differences. Now moving towards the next questions. Are any fields in the HTTP GET message changed? Which of the following fields in the IP datagram carrying the HTTP GET are changed? Version, header, header length, flags, checksum. If any of these fields have changed, give a reason. So, while comparing both of this, we have already seen that the source IP address is changed. The source IP address of both the files are different. Also, we need to check for the version and the first of all, we will check the version going to the IP. So it is the version 4, as you can see here. For both of them, it is version 4. The header length is 20 bytes, and similarly for the next file, it is 20 bytes. And in the flags, the flag is also same, which is 0x2, 0x2. Now moving towards the checksum, you can see the header checksum here. Also the header checksum here. For the first file, the header checksum is 0xa94a, and for the next it is 0x022f. So we conclude that version, header length, and the flags are same, but the header checksum is different. So the question is why it is different. The checksum is changed because the source IP addresses gets changed. Okay. Now moving towards the next question, that is the eighth question. In the net underscore ISP underscore side trace file, at what time is the first 200 OK HTTP message received from the Google server? So we need to find the time at which this message occurred, is received. Okay. So we are opened the Wireshark. We have to see the 200 OK message. So here we got. And the answer for this is the time 6.117570. What are the source and destination IP addresses and the TCP Source and destination ports on the IP datagram carrying this HTTP 200 OK message. So here is the source and destination IP addresses. The source IP address is 64.233.169.104 and the destination IP address is 71.192.34.104. The source port for this is 80 and the destination port is 4335. We have asked which of these fields are same and which are different according to the answer 4. We will again compare both of the files. So here is R200 OK message and here it is. So for this, the source IP address is 64.233.169.104 and the destination IP address is 192.168.1.100. Here, the source IP address of both the files are same, but the destination IP is different. For the second file, the destination IP is 71.192.34.104 and the source port and the destination port. The source port for both the files is 80 and the destination port for both the files is 4335. So everything is same except the destination IP address. Now moving towards the next question, that is the ninth question. In the net_ISP_site trace file, at what time were the client to server TCP synchronization segment and the server to client TCP acknowledgement segment corresponding to the segments in the question 5 above captured? We need to find out the time for the TCP synchronization and the TCP acknowledgement. So here it is. Our TCP synchronization time for this is 6.035475 and time for the acknowledgement is 6.068754. What are the source and destination IP addresses and the source and destination ports for these two segments? For the synchronization, you can see the source IP address is 71.192.34.104 and the destination IP is 64.233.169.104. For the acknowledgement, the source IP address is 71.192.34.104 and the destination IP is 64.233.169.104. The port numbers for the synchronization messages, the source port is 4335 and the destination port is 80. And for the acknowledgement message, the source port is 4335 and the destination is 80. Now we have asked which of these fields are same and which are different as asked in question 5. We need to compare both the files. So here it is synchronization, and for here it is the synchronization. We need to compare the source and the destination IP addresses. As you can see here and here, the source and the destination IP addresses are different, but the source IP address is different, but the destination IP address is same. And for the acknowledgement packet, the source IP address is different and the destination IP address is same. For the synchronization packet in both the files, the source port is 4335 and the destination port is 80. For the acknowledgement packet in both the files, the source port is 4335 and the destination port is 80. So the conclusion is the source IP addresses in the both the files in synchronization packet is different and rest all are same. Also in the acknowledgement packet, the source IP addresses are different. The 10th question is about the book which you can cover by yourself. We have completed all the questions, whatever given. So this was till here about the video. Thanks for watching.